education in general, that could be the remedy for the emotional and sentimental approaches. So mostly Muslims have shown sentimental and emotional approaches to the problems, and they created more problems for themselves in Islam rather than solve. Approach was solved because methodology was not good. The case was very strong, but the advocate was not very strong. So that was the problem. So he just tried to highlight this aspect. Unless changes are made in methodology, he says, no constructive efforts can take place and no undertaking will amount to anything. In fact, such efforts present a steady drain of valuable resources, while the gulf between the Ummah and the rest of the world grows even wider. So we were not kuntum khayra ummatin ukhrijat linnas, and we were confined to our own world, and we could not solve the problems the world was facing, whereas we were brought out for the whole world. So when we could not solve our own problems, how we could present alternative to the crises which people were facing. So the Ummah stands to witness the continued forfeiture of territory, wastage of resources, loss of allegiances, and the befalling of even more disasters unless it begins to address properly the real issues confronting it. There were many unreal issues which were being posed as the actual real issues. And all the classical discussions of what to wujud and what to shuhud and so many things, those were just being brought forth rather than the actual issues of what was confronting. The importance of reforming Muslim thought and methodology was thus made quite clear. It was considered equally important to realize that the suffering of the Ummah will increase and that time was not on our side. We have to understand our vulnerabilities, our problems, our, I should say, decline. So despite the wealth of our religion, our history, our lands, as well as our thought, our psychological makeup, mindset, and our culture remain deformed and disabled, unquote. Hence, change in methodology and thought had become urgent for all practical purposes. So this was the cry. Before going deeper into the methodological issues raised by Abdul Hamid Abu Sulaiman and discussing his notion of asala, asala is ijtihad. Asala is to see all the problems from the angle of Quran and Sunnah, not from the historical premises, as was done by most of our reformers of our times. They were cobwebbed to a great extent in the past. The Kalami